Not bad, huh? I've talked about this often, but will admit to either being too humble or actually horrified to share this out loud. I fell in love with running shoes and running the way most of you did. I started running, found out I really liked it, and then I went out and bought a pair of real running shoes. I committed early on in that pair of running shoes that I really wanted to work in the running shoe industry. It wasn't a straight shot from that thought to actually eventually doing it. Since the day I started working in running shoes, I've been a fervent historian on running and running shoes. I've also been a heavy influencer on the running shoe industry for the last 30 years. I've been to every single one of the running shoe companies that you have on your feet. I've been to their headquarters. I've been in their advanced concept labs. I've consulted and worked with those advanced concept labs on the future. And I still do that today. This channel and the content on it is not about me. If you're interested in following along with my running shoe career, just go to my personal Instagram page, which is @SuperDaveJewel, and I'll put that below. Just go there, and my entire running shoe life is on that. These videos will be dedicated to the history of running shoes and running, and how my life intertwines in both of those. From the age of 17, when I thought this is what I want to do, to where I sit today, it all comes full circle, and all I want to be able to do is share it with you. How did we get here? That is the question I'm going to try to answer over the coming weeks. But what is here? Today will mark one of the history-making periods in running shoes. The best marathoner we have ever seen and a company steeped in innovation and history of running shoes got together and turned the industry upside down. I am, of course, talking about Eliud Kipchoge and the Vaporfly 4%. Today, Nike has the Alphafly Next Percent. And at the same time, this year, every single major player in running shoes has their answer to the Superfoam carbon plate marathon racing shoes. But is that everything? Dig deep into this story, and the history of running and running shoes is right in front of you. The history, of course, starts with running. There would be no Vaporfly 4% or any of the other shoes if Kipchoge was never gifted to us. We wouldn't have Nike, one of the most loved brands in the world, if we didn't have the running boom in the United States that started in the early 1970s. That seems like a long time ago, but it's not that long. And one more stat to think about. Only 10 years before the start of the running boom, it was believed if you stressed your heart through running or other forms of athletic effort after the age of 35, you would damage the heart and possibly die before your time. Think about that. In 1960, they believed you shouldn't run after the age of 35. And by 1978 or 79, there were 25 million runners, many of them over the age of 35. One company was started and really began to innovate running shoes during this time, Nike. Over the next who knows how many weeks, I'm going to look through the history of running and our love of running shoes. We can't have one without the other. running came first, and it was wild and crazy. On a much more macro level, running and running shoes are simply a piece of the global economy. The modern global economy started, of course, after World War II. The world settled down. Economic growth really started to happen. From all of this came a period affectionately known as the baby boom. Between 1941 and 1961, more than 65 million babies were born in the United States. With economic prosperity and population growth came disposable income and time. Running became one of the great byproducts and answers to both. With time on their hands, a portion of the baby boomers took up this new thing, jogging. And because of this, at the exact same time, Phil Knight was thinking about running shoes, and the running boom was just starting to happen, they created Nike. And every other shoe company followed closely after that. Yes, there were shoe companies. Asics was around. In fact, Phil Knight was a distributor of Asics before he actually created Nike. Adidas was around. Reebok was around. Saucony was around. But the focus really hit when Nike started making shoes and the baby boomers started running. Thanks a lot for watching. I look forward to sharing this history and my history in it with all of you. If you got questions or comments, leave them below. I'll get back to you. Have a great week of running.